What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to Forever Waterfowl. So, on today's video, I want to talk about getting into duck hunting on a budget. And not everybody can go out and spend loads of money on decoys, calls, as much as we all want that really, really nice stuff. Not everybody can start out that way. I couldn't start out that way. I started out by just simply getting on Facebook Marketplace, buying used decoys, making the old decoys look nice. Decoys used to be hand-carved wood decoys, styrofoam decoys like the ones behind me, hard plastic. I mean, guys, you don't have to have the most realistic decoys in the world to kill ducks. So, like I said, one of the things that I did personally when I started out was I used to get on Facebook Marketplace and buy decoys. You could get good decoys in good shape and make them look brand new again. It's not super hard. And one of the things, another video I'm going to be doing is a video I'm actually going to go out, buy used decoys. We're going to paint them up and make them look as awesome as we can. But these are actually some of the decoys that I got on Facebook Marketplace. Just nothing crazy, guys. I mean, older plastic decoys, seen better days, rough shape, covered in mud from last season. They definitely are in need of a good bath, but these ones will actually be getting Texas rigs put on them this year, because it's the old style. It's got the L sinker on it where it just hooks right to the keel with a little rubber that's been tied and retied because it keeps getting dry rotted and broken. But we're going to end up cutting that off, slapping some Texas rigs on these things, and they are going to look awesome, especially after we paint them. So during this off season, these are going to be getting a nice new paint job, new scrub down Texas rigs, and you'll see these have the potential to be really, really good looking decoys. You don't have to go out and buy brand new, guys. Duck hunting on a budget is something that I had to get really, really good at, because when I first started getting into duck hunting, I didn't have a whole lot of money. I did not have a whole lot of dough just laying around to go out and drop $250 on new decoys. So, look for those used deals. You can go on and pick up half a dozen decoys for $40-50. If you want new decoys, look around. I know Dunham Sports, they have, I believe they're called cupped decoys, cupped finishing decoys. You can get half a dozen of them for $60, and they look good. They look awesome. They don't come with a bag. I know that. I have, I think, a dozen, maybe a dozen and a half of them in the garage. They don't come with a bag, and you do have to get either Texas rigs, or you have to make your own line to put on the decoys to weigh them down. So that is another route you could go. Check eBay. I've got a dozen field decoys on the way from eBay right now that were, description said were brand new, and I picked those up. I want to say I saved $80-90 bidding on them on eBay. Another thing as far as starting off is calls. You do not need to go out and buy $120, $150 duck call. All right, you can go on Amazon, eBay, wherever you can go online. And this is my first duck call right here. This is a Duck Commander. I can't think of the name of it. Bought this 3 years ago. And it sounds, it's a duck call. It's basic. It was cheap. It's what I needed. It's what I learned on. And they're good duck calls. Save you some money. You don't have to go out and spend stupid amounts of money to get into the sport. That was one of the things that I heard a lot when I first started was it'd be cheaper just to burn stacks of money. It would be cheaper to get into another sport or to get into something else. Save your money, don't do it. There's no ducks in Ohio. There are ducks in Ohio. It's a good time. So, moving on from that. If you're willing to put in the work, if you are willing to paint decoys, travel, you may have to travel to go pick these decoys up. You may have to, go a state over. Don't just look in your area. Look all over the place. It's not super difficult. One of the things I'm doing right now is a budget duck boat build. If you follow me on my TikTok, you've seen it there. That is going to start this weekend. We are going to start the duck boat build. So if you guys have any names for the duck boat, please get on there and comment, like, subscribe. Give me ideas for the duck boat. Give me name ideas because I am drawing a blank. So, yes. If you guys want to check out these awesome shirts from the First Decoy Company, head over to castcray.com and grab you one. This is one of my favorite shirts. I love the colorization, a mean-looking mallard on the front. I think it's sexy, but I'm just a fat hillbilly. What do I know? So, if you guys want to move on and get you some more expensive gear later on down the road, you always can. I mean, it seems like duck hunting is one of those sports that people are always getting in and getting out of. And waterfowl gear holds its value. So, people are always selling stuff. People need money, selling it. Facebook, eBay. And you don't have to do it yourself. If you've got buddies, if good hunting buddies that you guys want to start duck hunting together, but you don't know where to start, you don't know how, YouTube, number one, it's an information highway. You can find anything you want to know how to do on YouTube is their how-to video. Pitch in money together. If you're dead set, I want brand new decoys. I want good calls. Pitch in the money and split the cost. You can go and order Avian decoys and split the cost, be cheaper that way. But shells is a big one. Every year, me and my good duck hunting buddy Frank, we pitch in money together, and we usually split 1 to 2 boxes of shells. It ends up being cheaper for the both of us that way. And especially right now with the ammo shortage, the price of ammo is going up, and it does not look like it's going to be coming down anytime soon. So, get with your buddies. Split the cost. It's going to be easier for everybody all around. What else? Let's see. We've covered calls. We've covered decoys. Motion decoys. Spinning wing decoys. Mojos. Whatever you want to call them. I personally love them. I love to use them. I think it just adds so much flair to the decoy spread. It really it catches that duck's eye and it draws them in. Whether it sucks them into the decoys or whether it draws them in at least close enough for shots, I think it helps. Geese, not so much. Ducks, definitely, but when you get into like Canada geese, they can be very, very, I want to say skittish around motion decoys. Now, that's not every single time. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that if you have a motion decoy in your spread or a spinning wing decoy in your spread that you are going to spook every goose that comes in. That is not the case. But if you do want to, like I said, you and your buddies get together, hey, I've got this much, hey, I've got this much, you can get and spend for less than $200, you can get a good spinning wing decoy that has a remote on it, just like this. If you hear geese in the distance and they look like you're coming your way, click it off. It's not going to bug those geese whatsoever if it's off. Ducks start working and they look like they're flying close. Click it on real quick. See if that draws them in closer. See if it sucks them in. You do not need to spend copious amounts of money to get out and enjoy this sport. To get out and enjoy duck hunting. My first year as a duck hunter, I did not have a single decoy. I borrowed from friends. I didn't have a blind. I didn't even have a semi-automatic shotgun. I was out there rocking the old 870. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. That's how I got started. That's how a lot of us got started. You do not need to go out and buy a Benelli Super Black Eagle 3. Are they nice? Absolutely. But not everybody can do that. And this is what I want this channel to be more geared towards. I want it to be for the average Joe. The average working class guy who likes to get out on the weekends during duck season and smack greenheads. That is what I would like to see. And those are the type of people that I would like to help with this channel. I understand that, I'm a father and a husband myself. And at the end of the day, a lot of times, bills are due and you can't afford a whole lot. The average person's duck season budget is not going to be what, college kids might be. Or some kid in high school who's, worked all summer and saved up money solely for duck season. But there are lots and lots of ways that you can have good duck hunting memories and good duck seasons without spending a whole ton of money. You can, another way to add motion, all right? You can't afford to go out and get a Mojo, that's fine. Get a jerk rig. You can get a jerk rig on Amazon for $30. All right, and just anytime you see ducks flying by, jerk on that rope. Get those duck decoys that you have out there, get them moving. Get motion in your spread, and that is what is going to catch their eyes. Because ducks, when ducks are feeding and they're together on the water, they are not just sitting still. You need to have some motion. And a lot of times you can get motion in your spread just if you've got a good steady wind. Water's moving, it looks like those ducks are moving. But if you don't, having something as easy as a jerk rig that you can, like I said, get on Amazon for $30-$35, however much it costs. I know it's not super expensive because I just got one last season, the beginning of last season. Or that might be just a little too expensive for you. So you can do it with PVC pipe. Get you some PVC, run it into the mud, run some 550 cord through your decoys and hook your decoys to that 550 cord. Okay, that PVC pipe is going to spring back up, and that's just going to jerk the ducks and make them move and splash, and it's going to give that lifelike feel to your decoy spread. If this is your first duck season coming up, I would highly suggest getting a duck call now and practice. Whether you're going out by yourself or whether you're going out with friends, maybe you've got somebody in your family or a friend of a friend who is experienced. Hit them up, all right? Give them a call. Ask them, hey, you mind showing me how to blow on a duck call? Or do you mind showing me, I'm kind of confused about this. How do I set this spread? Or whatever questions you may have. Because at the end of the day, growing duck hunting is important. The conservation behind it and just passing on the traditions. I did not grow up duck hunting. I did not get into duck hunting until I was out of the Marine Corps and I came home. Always been a deer hunter, rabbits, squirrels, but never had gotten into waterfowl. And one day I saw one of the old Duckman movies on YouTube. And I just thought, you know what, that looks like fun. I put a message on Facebook. The next thing I know, I am being connected with people saying, hey, grab your gun, get your stamps, and come up and sit in my blind with me. I'd love to show you. That's how I was introduced to my good friend Rick. And now we're hunting buddies. Every year we get together. So ask questions, guys. Join these groups on Facebook. There are all types of Facebook groups that on Marketplace, as far as used duck decoys, used duck hunting gear in general. Excuse me. Waders. You can find everything duck hunting related used. You do not have to go out and spend copious amounts of money on brand new gear just to get your foot in the door. It can be, I know it can be intimidating. It can be very you start looking at the price of decoys on top of calls and waders. And it adds up very, very quickly. So do not be afraid to go buy used gear. Do not be afraid to ask questions. Haggle a little bit. Do whatever you can to save money and still get out into that marsh, into that flooded timber, and enjoy duck season. Do not believe the hype that, it's not duck hunting if you don't kill a limit of ducks. I strongly disagree. Any time spent in the woods with buddies and having a good time chasing ducks is time well spent, in my opinion. There's been days where you only see one duck, but you know what? That one duck came cupped up into the decoys. Your heart was going like that. Everybody was pulled up and ready to let him have it. That is what duck season is about, to me personally. It might not be to you, and if it to you duck hunting is going out and killing a limit every single day, then good on you. Not all of us can have that, and not all of us can enjoy that. But spend time with family and friends in the duck blind. It is so big and so important to pass on the knowledge and tradition of waterfowl. So, to recap, guys, I know this isn't a super long video, and it's not what you're used to seeing on YouTube as far as waterfowl pages, but we have some stuff coming down the line. I've got a couple pigeon hunts lined up. We'll have the GoPro out there, and we'll get on some hunting action. I'm going to do a video soon as far as painting and cleaning up ducks, decoys, making them look as realistic as possible. As you can see, like I said, this one, very faded, very used. But I think with a little bit of time and some model paint, we can make these ducks look bright, shiny, and realistic. So if you guys got any questions, ask them in the comments. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Type. Do your thing. Guys, if you're not already, subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of good stuff coming. We're going to do videos over decoy spreads, how to set spreads. We're going to do videos on the boat, the duck boat. That is also coming very soon. That's going to be a several part video. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I upload updates. So until next time, guys, I want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you on the water.